Peri Peri rice. Right, well, we need to start off with some rice, and I've got here 2 cups of basmati rice. This is raw basmati rice, not pre-cooked. I've got about 1.5 cups of this nice mixed vegetable, which includes sweet corn, red sweet peppers, peas and broccoli. It also has some carrot in it as well. I've got half a medium-sized brown onion which I've chopped up. I've got a chicken stock cube. I've got some water. I've got a tablespoon of tomato paste, about half a tablespoon of red paprika powder, and that's red sweet paprika powder, that's a Hungarian one. I've got about a teaspoon of salt and around about a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. You don't need to put cayenne pepper into this necessarily, but I like it because it carries on the theme of the spiciness. I've also got a chopped up clove of garlic. The tomato puree I'm using comes in this tube, so it's really handy. I just squeeze out what I need, put the cap back on and put it back in the fridge, which is rather good. So I'm going to move on now and show you my technique for cooking the rice. Okay, you need a pot like this with a tight fitting lid, preferably a lid that has no holes in it if you can. Into your pot you need to put in a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, and straight in with your onion. And give that a stir. Next thing in there, you want to get your garlic in with the garlic. Give that a little stir. And you need to get a turn on that, not so much that it burns, but just get a turn. Keep it stirring until the onion turns translucent. And once you've got to that stage, in goes your rice. Okay, so rice, 1 cup, 2 cups, and now this is a very important stage. You need to be stirring that rice. You want to get your rice coated in the oil. Get each grain coated. Once you've done that, it's fairly straightforward. We put in 3 cups of water. So that's 2 of rice to 3 of water. Into that goes our vegetable. I'm using this frozen one, which is rather handy, and everything else. So in there goes the tomato paste, paprika, the salt, the cayenne pepper, and the chicken stock. So what we do now, give that all a stir to mix. Make sure you break up the stock cube, because we don't want it as a mass right in the middle of the cooked rice, do we? So we're cooking this rice by the absorption method. So what will happen by keeping the lid on this, and this is very important, you've got to keep the lid on it. Once you've put the lid on, you keep it on and you don't lift it until the end of the cooking process. So keep prying eyes and fingers away from your rice pot while it cooks. So we now bring that up to heat. Okay, as it's coming up to heat, you start to see it begin to boil. Cover it now with a tight fitting lid and allow it to allow the lid to get really hot until steam issues outside of the lid. Okay, the lid's starting to get hot, and I'm waiting for this steam to come out a little more vigorously than it is, and it's at that point that we turn it down to the lowest setting we can get it. So because this is an electric hob, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to a pre-warmed ring on my lowest setting. On a gas stove you can turn it down instantly to your lowest simmer, so you've barely got a flame. And remember now, we do not lift the lid. That's important, because the rice will continue to cook in the steam created under that lid. And if you've got a domed lid like this, all the better. I love this little pot. Okay, so that's boiling away fairly vigorously now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it onto the other heat, turn that one off, and then allow that to cook for another 10 minutes on very low heat. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm not lifting the lid, I'm just turning off the heat now, and then we leave that for another 10 minutes now until it's ready to serve. Alright, that's stood for the requisite amount of time, and that's the reveal. So what you now need to do is get in there and fluff that up. And that smells awesome. That really does smell good. And then I'm just going to give that a quick taste. It's perfect. Tomatoey, slightly piquant, spicy, delicious. The perfect accompaniment to Peri Peri chicken wings, which I'm going to serve it with. Alright, the chicken wings have done exactly the same way as I did the thighs in my Peri Peri chicken video, which you'll see linked above and below in the description. And they are going to go into the oven for around about the same time. I'm going to put them in 200 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit for around about 40 to 45 minutes and see what they turn out like. Nice. So that's the wings ready. All I need to do now is serve that up. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to follow my channel, please subscribe and be sure to click the bell icon to receive notification of all my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.